2002. Now let me ask you this, because I asked Eloise exactly the same question. I can't think of a new one. Why did you join North Bondi?
Why did I join North Bondi? Well, I went to a party and there was a friend of a friend there, this Irishman, who had just joined the surf club, and he really loved it. And at the party he offered to show me his manual, which he did, and he actually showed me his manual. And then he was so excited and he was so enthused to be part of the surf club. He'd been doing it for a couple of weeks, and there was an induction the very next weekend. I had no idea what a lifesaver was, no idea. I just, I used to come down the beach and swim and plod around. So I went to icebergs the next weekend, just got past my swim, and the next thing I knew, I was training to be a lifesaver.
And you're a pommy. What are you doing here?
Exactly, I'm a pommy. So, no idea how they let a little old pommy girl in, but they did. And
the place running on a lot of different levels. Tell us just basically what you've managed to achieve since you've been here.
What have I achieved? Well, what I've achieved, first of all, getting my bronze medallion was a massive achievement for me. I'd never done anything like that. I've been relatively sporty when I was a kid, but never really pushed myself to do something outside of my comfort zone. So to me, that was the biggest achievement. And then I went on, became a trainer, an assessor. I headed up the education department. To me, that was just amazing that little old Pommy Debs could head up the education department of the best club in Australia.
We know that. You don't have to convince me. And what are some of the great memories that you've had since you've been here? I mean, there must be thousands of them, but does anything stick out?
Yeah, there's a few that stick out, and I was thinking about this. It's hard to pick out memories. I've been here 18 years, but there's a few. One of them, I remember coming down the beach. I'd been in the club probably 5 years. I came down the beach for a walk and I saw two people in the IRB doing a rescue, and then they did another rescue, and then one of them was involved in another rescue on the board, and I realised these were two people that I'd taught, and I was just so proud. This is two people I've taught and they've just saved 3 people's life. And I walked down to the patrol tent afterwards, and in the patrol tent were the people who taught me, with Jenny and Sinclair, and they were just so impressed with these 2 guys who'd done these rescues. And it was just lovely to see that, they'd passed on their knowledge to me, I'd passed it on to these guys, and now they were there rescuing people. So that was one thing that stuck out. I think probably the biggest, most memorable thing is when North Bondi won New South Wales Club of the Year. That was just an amazing achievement. I was so proud of the club and what we'd achieved in that. And it wasn't just that we won it, it was that we got that recognition of what a great club we were. And I helped out with the nomination for that, and in doing that nomination, really got to see some insights into what the club was like, what the club did, from our nippers to masters, what we did in education, our life-saving, things from the competitors to the coffee club, and just what a great club we were, and how we kept the club going and kept that club spirit when we didn't have a building.
We know you had one of the best parties we've ever had here. We know that was last year.
Yeah.
But you had your family here, and they're from England. But in many ways, this must be your family home away from home. Tell us about that aspect of it.
You've got it exactly right there. That's why I've been a member for so long. I'm here. I don't have family in Australia. This club is my family here, and like any family, there are those that you love and those that you only really want to see at Christmas. But whatever time of year it is, you come down here, you're going to see someone that you know, and that's really family to me. When I've been through hard times, getting people from the surf club. I remember Mark Cotter once called me and I left a message. He knew I'd been going through a hard time. And he's like, "We're there with you, Deb. Everybody's here to support you." And that really means a lot to me. I've got really good friends here, and my family loves seeing that as well. Okay, advantages of joining a Surf Lifesaving Club. It's the people you meet, that you get to meet people of all ages. dealing with people of all walks of life. You can be on patrol with a High Court barrister, someone who delivers the post, someone who's, I'm struggling here, all walks of life. You can do all sorts of things. You can get involved, in patrolling. You can get involved in education. You can become a competitor. You can do all of those things all together if you want to as well. So.
If you were to look back on how many years you've been here for?
18.
18. In those 18 years, right, you've cited a couple of key moments, right, satisfying moments, happy moments. Was there any sort of challenging moments, whether it be communication, dealing with different personalities, or things that you've learned here, skill sets that you've learned, you think translate into your broader life? Strengths?
Oh, there's definitely there's lots and lots of examples of things when they haven't gone quite right here. But I'd say, in answer to the things that have translated into my other life, I think, from the education point of view, I'd never taught anyone before. And that was a steep learning curve, learning how to teach someone, how to teach kids, how to teach adults. And I've taken that into my other work outside of the Surf Club. So if you're talking to someone and you're not quite getting the message across, well, don't just keep saying the same thing. Try and come at it from a different way. And so try and get them on board with that and get them to understand what it is you're trying to say. That's probably the biggest lesson I've learned through education.
And let me give you a nice easy one, I think. Hit it out of the park if you want. What's so special, not necessarily about North Bondi, but about Bondi? I mean, from your perspective, you've got this incredible background from the Pommy guys we've explained, coming here, family over here. What's special about this valley, about Bondi Beach?
It's special for me because it's home. It's been my home for 21 years now. It's the first place I came when I arrived in Australia to stay here, and it's just home for me.